You've been away from the straight game for a while, and you've got some beautiful razors that the edge isn't quite right. I was watching some videos last night, and I was trying something, and we tried something new today, and we'll see how it turned out. Find out on this issue of Shaving with Rich. We'll be back in a moment. Good morning, my friends. Thanks for coming back to visit me for another shave on Shaving with Rich. I've been working on this Persona 74. I've got 30 shaves under it. And it's been a while. I've been away from my straights, and I wanted to hit my collection of Klas Tornblom razors. And I was testing it last night a little bit, and it just wasn't quite up to snuff. And I thought I'd give it a little freshen up on stones. And I was watching some shave videos on, let me get my face a little bit more wet, watching some videos on YouTube. Came across a series that Dr. Matt put out about how he about conical stones, and I've got a pretty good collection of conical stones. I've not used them for a while. I've been away from straights a little bit. I had some hand surgery, first this hand and then this hand. So my hands aren't real steady. And second, I was curious because he was talking about not using a slurry on the stones. Taking the blades, putting the blade on is up to 5,000 on, say, a Shapton or something, and then using the conical under running water only to polish up. Well, I had all these razors which will cut hair, but they tug. So I figured to myself, and I said, yes, why don't you try the Dr. Matt model on a razor and try it out. So that's what I did, gentlemen. I got Thursday's razor here. I ran it for as long as I could on as I had patience for, on running water only on a conical that I'd flattened. I flattened the stone, and I did circular motions and straight motions. I could never get the thing to stick. It would not stick onto the stone. Either I'm not patient enough, or I'm doing something wrong, or I couldn't get it to stick. I may end up having to farm these back out, because maybe my honing skills are shot. But I stropped the bejeebers out of it. First on the fire hose, and then on, what is this? A Griffith 3-inch, nice, wide, beautiful strop over here. So I worked it real good on the strop, and it's popping hairs, but I know if I go back to the stone, it won't stick. So we'll see how this works. So far, it's a little bit of improvement, but it's not as sharp as I like it to be. I'm going to do a pass with this and then probably go to a backup. I don't know what I have in here as backup. Got the game changer online as a backup should things go awry badly. to my way of thinking, there's nothing on earth more dangerous than a semi-sharp razor. You try to make it do something that just won't do, then you try to force it, and then suddenly you're missing a hunk of skin. Especially if you've not been shaving with one straight for a while. I may even email Dr. Matt, see what he thinks. I don't know. I'm reaching out to all hands here. Got 7 identical razors. Hey, some of you may have, because we're in a new spot, some of you may not have heard the tale. When I first started looking for razors that I liked, I found these Klas Tornbloms in this pattern, and Arnie and one of the people he was familiar with there in Sweden said that there was an estate sale coming up of a man who had worked at Klas Tornblom, and that I should be watching the sale. So the one of the fellows, can't remember his name, he went over there, and there was a bundle of blade blanks that the hadn't had the bevel set on them. And just like maybe seconds, or maybe just something that ended up in his lunchbox. Anyway, he had a bundle of them in his desk, apparently. So I bought those, and then the guy I bought them from scaled them and then sent them to me. Then I sent them off to the doc, our doc, one, I can't think of, what's his number? Well, doc set the bevels on them. And I didn't want to do that myself because I hadn't been honing for very long at that point. So now I have 7 identical razors that don't have hardly, well, the only mileage that's on them is what I put on them. They're not all exactly the same. Some are just a smudge longer than others. A couple of them have a pit or two right on the edge, either from their forging or from laying around for years. But pretty darn identical. So I think, and I've been searching since then for other sets of Klas Tornbloms, and I so far have come up empty. I'm not going to go off and crow and say that I've got the only set, but I'll say I got one of the few, or the ones who have them aren't letting go of them. Huh. It is a little tuggy. It's not as sharp as I like it to be, so I'm not getting as good a shave as I want. Oh, yes, I'm using, today I'm using Minerale. It's been getting a lot of love here lately. The brush I'm using is a strong set 19 millimeter. It's a smaller brush, but I needed that for the smaller container to not throw soap all over the place. So I came across, they were pretty sharp, and they never did shave all that great. I wasn't able to polish up the, build anything over the bevel that Doc set for him. He might have honed them all good, but for some reason I was having trouble shaving with them. They were a little rough. I worked on them and worked on them and worked on them. And maybe I'm just not patient enough. But the deal is, if somebody wants to hone these things, I'll let you take as long as you want and use them until they're ready and you send them back to me. I'll even pay for it. I think, well, I know these are among the best razors in the world. I like Klas Tornblooms better than I like CBL, and that's a fact. But be that being said, as they've gotten a little more scarce, these razors are, this particular profile was probably their most popular because this is the one that you see everywhere. Small block Chevy of the Klas Tornblom world, I guess, if you will. They're capable of spectacular shaves when they're hitting on all 8 cylinders. This one's doing pretty good. I just gotta go back and spend more time with it. I don't know, that's just what we're thinking. Minerale soap is real slick, and I use some of the Phoenix shaving accoutrement, the intergalactic pre-shave cube, before I started, just so that, guys, this is my first shave for a while with this straight, a proper straight, not a shavette. So I'm taking all the precautions. Okay. So if this is a vintage day, I think I got that covered. I don't know how old these razors are, but they're somewhere between 70 and 100 years old. And this was, I found this at my grandmother's house when she passed away, and it was in a drawer, and it had yucky, terrible boar bristles that are all kind of come up and gave a left turn, I re-knotted it. So the only thing new in this shave is the Minerale, which is beautiful stuff. I'm going to clean up real quick and I will be right back. If I can get this damn remote to work again. Thank you for waiting. I got a recap. Today's shave was brought to you by Minerale. Our blade today was a Klas Tornblom shoulderless grind. It's called a rattler grind. Some people call it that. I don't know what it's really supposed to be called. We're using an experimental method of freshening the edge, and the old strong set 19 millimeter to go with it. I didn't. The fragrance on the Minerale is real subtle, but it's nice, and from what I understand, it's long lasting. So all I'm doing is stayers today. I'm not going anywhere. I've got a couple errands to run, go out and pick up some of the last of this year's sweet corn, and figure what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. It's going to feature corn. And that's pretty much all that's going on in this neck of the woods. We sent on the mystery box. Craig should have it now. He should have got it yesterday, so look forward to seeing what he thinks and what he picks up out of that box. That'll be something interesting to look for on the boards. If you're not a member, or if you've never seen us, go by Major Rich on theshavingcadre.com, and that is theshavingcadre.com with no spaces, and get you right there. I'm Rich Shaves on YouTube, and if you're watching me there, come visit us here at the Shaving Cadre. Like and subscribe, or like and subscribe, however you like that, and comments if you want on there or the other platform. I look forward to seeing you for our next shave, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.